Hi, welcome to iZag Radio. You're listening to Real Talk with Real Folk. This is your host, James David Bracco.
Yeah, keep that away from me.
Okay, all
Today
right.
we're going to be talking about...
All right. In all seriousness, welcome to Real Talk with Real Folks. This is episode 3.
It is episode 3. Look at that. We made it to episode 3.
We made
A lot
it.
of people said we wouldn't. No one said that.
James said it.
I said it.
Anyways, we're on
I also
episode
said
3.
it.
Shut up, you.
And this is an exciting episode because we have 2 guests.
We do. This is the first and hopefully last time we do this.
If you forget about who we are, I'm Sydney.
I'm James.
And today we have...
Parker.
And Anthony.
Okay, Parker, why are you here?
I'm here because I wanted to be here.
Hey, Anthony, why are you here?
Well, there's someone on Twitter saying that they're the biggest fan of Real Talk with Real Folk, but I'm here to prove that I am actually the biggest fan of Real Talk with Real Folk. So I'm here to prove myself as the biggest fan.
Why don't you tell us where you're from, Anthony?
I am from New Zealand. I'm a film student at USC, so I am very prepared to talk about real films with real folk.
Well, that's a long ways to come from New Zealand. You know? Do you live in Liarsville? Because you are one.
No.
That was
Sydney.
the worst joke I've ever heard.
Alright, ready?
We're doing great. Okay, so tonight is our Star Wars episode. No, we're not doing
Stop.
that. We're not doing that.
It's gonna
I'm
go
very
real
excited.
quick.
Okay, so we've talked about this before. I'm very excited about this episode. James has very mixed feelings.
No, I'm not excited about this episode.
Okay, awesome.
I'm gonna get yelled at.
I think Parker's excited. I think Anthony's excited.
I'm
We're
very
good.
excited.
Okay, so what people don't know is that the title of our show, Real Talk with Real Folk, is actually a Star Wars reference.
It's a very loose Star Wars reference.
A loose Star Wars reference.
Pretty
It is a
loose.
pretty loose.
It's an SNL
literally-
It
reference.
is
This is not Star Wars.
It is a Star Wars parody reference.
It's an
It's an
SNL.
SNL skit.
When are we doing our spin-off SNL talk?
Later.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay. And so
That was
basically,
funny.
Sketch talk.
No,
Okay, you
it
can't
is-
call it a reference.
Sketch talk
It
and
is a
sketch
reference.
people.
You can't call it a
That's
reference if
Okay,
it's not
okay.
actually from
Let
the
me-
movie.
let me
It's not actually
explain.
from the movie. You can't call it a reference.
Parker Mosker. Let me
This is
explain.
great. Well, let's just gang up on Sydney more. Because it'll be me later.
No, it's terrible. Okay, so basically, I was watching the SNL skit with
Sketch.
with Kylo Ren, who is a Star Wars
No.
character. Kylo Ren was an undercover boss in an SNL sketch, and he says, "I'm here to have some real talk with some real folk,"
One of the funniest jokes of our generation.
and I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious.
So when I over Christmas break, when Sydney and I were talking about doing the show, Sydney texted me one night. She's like, "Can we call our show Real Talk with Real Folk?" And I responded with, "Only if we get to call the first real REEL." And that's how the name was created. in
That
about
is how our
20
name was
minutes.
created. So our name was created no matter how much James might hate
From
Star
an
Wars.
SNL
It is an SNL
spoof of a Star Wars spoof
I say
Of Undercover Boss.
of Undercover Boss.
exactly.
So it's not a Star Wars reference.
I look at it
Yeah,
as
it's
a
more
Star Wars
undercover
reference.
boss reference.
You know, it's Kylo Ren, so I'm gonna say it's a Star Wars reference because I'd rather say it's a Star Wars reference. Anyways, so this is gonna be an interesting show because we have a lot of ground to cover.
We have what, 9 movies?
9
9 whole movies.
whole
Are
I
movies.
mean,
not
we can skip
talking
over the
about
bad
Star
ones.
Wars
I'm just
animated
kidding. Those are the
movie,
ones
you-
Star Wars:
No,
The
we're
Clone Wars, including the Star Wars: The Clone Wars
Well,
animated TV show.
Have you guys seen
And how
any-
about Star Wars
Yes,
Rebels?
I've seen all of it.
Have you guys seen all
I've
this?
seen Rebels.
I mean-
and I haven't finished.
Actually, I haven't seen Rebels.
Okay, why don't we do a little bit where you try to sell me on watching those things? Because I've never seen them.
Okay, I heard Rebels is like alright.
I
don't know,
really
you've
like
seen it.
Rebels. The show's Rebels is just a different perspective on the Star Wars universe in the Rebellion, and it's like
Wait, is that the Jon Favreau show he's doing?
that's Dave Filoni.
No.
Oh.
Wait, he
Dave
does-
Filoni is
is
Star Wars
Rebels?
Rebels. Yes.
Well, Jon Favreau's doing a Star Wars show.
He's
You
going
know
to.
that?
Yes,
Wait,
he's
what?
going to.
Really?
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's a
Star
real
Wars
thing.
projects.
What? What?
Lucasfilms
It's
is
supposed
about
to
to
be-
take over.
It's supposed to be live action.
Disney.
You mean,
Yes.
yeah, Disney.
Disney
Yeah,
already
hold
took
on.
over.
Disney's taken over for a while. Didn't they buy Fox?
Most of it.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. We've already talked. No,
We did.
we haven't talked
We
about
might not have. You're right. Disney. Well, we've talked about a lot of Disney property on this show. We might as well be owned by Disney.
That is very. Disney.
Trademarked by Disney.
Wait,
Our
no, we
entire
didn't.
show.
The episode didn't come out.
We don't talk about that.
Say that
James.
on air.
We don't talk about that, James. Anyway.
All right.
I think Rebels is really great. It has a lot of cool characters. I'm just saying a lot of Star Wars characters make a come in it. It's before. I think it's in between. It's in between the prequels.
I've heard it's had good parts, like really important and good parts.
I'm a
I've
big
just heard the
fan.
story is just kind of bad. is what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't think I'm gonna watch
Rebels
it.
is definitely worth watching. I think if you're a true Star Wars fan, Rebels is definitely worth watching because I really enjoyed it.
I've never seen Rebels, but Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series, that's a really good series.
That's what I need.
But what about like was it like 2002, 2003 where they made the little short animated
Oh,
series?
that was Star Wars: Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2D.
Yeah, I have that. I have it
Yeah.
on DVD. It's pretty good. I like it.
I like the Star Wars Lego games. Does that count?
No, not at all. Space
What about-
Diner.
What about a Christmas? What about the Christmas episode?
I've never
I
seen.
like-
No, every Star
that's
Wars
really
movie,
good.
every Star Wars movie can be ruined by a couple words. You know,
Space Diner?
Yeah, Space Diner.
I've
Jar
shown you
Jar.
that joke. I've shown you that.
No, young Anakin.
The Ewoks.
Young Anakin.
Ewoks.
Okay, we'll get into
Sand.
we'll get into that in
We'll
a
get
second.
into it.
We'll get into that in a second. But okay, so any more pitches on this series? 'Cause
No.
I say Rebels. I say Rebels is a good 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Me being a Star Wars fan, it's really interesting. It brings a different perspective on the Jedi Order, and it's really cool.
So wait, pardon
I'm a
me.
big fan.
You haven't seen it, or you've seen
No,
it?
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so Sydney is my only knowledge on this, so I guess I will not be watching it.
That's fair. I
I only
guess.
gave it an 8. Come on, I need at least a 9.
Okay, whatever.
To
Okay,
listen, anyway.
rate Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's about 5 seasons, but not every season has, not every episode is amazing, but it does do a good job at expanding the Star Wars universe and it goes deep into the Jedi lore. So it's very interesting.
Shut up.
Rebels is 4 seasons, by the way. Definitely worth. My friend, I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Priscilla. She says Rebels is definitely worth
no
watching.
shout-outs.
I'm giving her a shout
I'm
out.
going to give a shout out to James's
said-
mom. Thank you so much for listening. You're,
That's the worst one.
Priscilla also says Rebels is 8 out of 10, Clone Wars is 10 out of 10.
Like, you guys always yell at me for being on my phone. I haven't looked at it once
We get
all
input.
show.
We get input. Anyway, okay, you gave your pitch, and I think we're on from this series.
So, how do you guys want to start?
I think we should
Nine?
go-
Start with episode 1 and we should move up.
start
When
by
do you want
episode.
to put Rogue in?
Let's.
We can just put Rogue when it comes in. Yeah,
we'll do
chronologically.
it chronologically.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we watched all of them
So number
chronologically.
2.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, we watched them
Well,
all
besides
chronologically like this
the new
semester.
ones.
Okay.
We tried to do that last year. We couldn't do it.
Why?
Because
It's not hard.
none of us wanted to sit through 6.
Oh, you're talking about like it at once?
No, we did 1, 2, 3.
You didn't
in
want
like
to
a
go through
weekend,
6.
I think.
You
And then
hate
like
6 that much?
4, 5, and 6 we did over the span of like 2 or 3 weeks, and we
Uh-huh.
tried to watch 6, and I was just complaining about it so much, and everyone started to agree with me, and we stopped.
Did
like-
you fit like? We'll get into Rogue One and stuff, but
Oh,
you didn't.
no, we
you didn't
do-
watch.
We didn't do. Oh no,
Okay.
we some people did. I didn't feel like seeing it again.
Okay, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. Okay, so basically we've watched most of them, and we watched them chronologically. So we'll start with episode 1, which is Phantom Menace, which I think is the worst of them all.
I
I
agree.
think that's objectively
What is?
Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah. Well,
I would
yeah.
say episode
What?
2 is
It's-
worse.
No, we're not talking about that movie yet.
No, we'll get
But
there.
if he's
No, you can
say it's
compare
worse.
it.
That's
We're not talking about in depth yet.
That's fair. Oh, I don't like that movie anymore, so we're good.
Which one?
You liked it at one point.
Oh,
I did.
that was
I mean,
his
I'm sure
favorite-
I liked
It
at
was
one
his
point.
favorite until about 45 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
and then I
Wait,
realized that.
why is it? Why? Okay, we've talked about this before because this kind of stemmed part of why we have a show.
Yeah, honestly.
James and I one day in our audio class were talking about Star Wars because I probably brought it up.
You did.
I definitely did. And
It wasn't me.
it definitely was not him. And I was talking about Star Wars, and you were saying how you hate it, but episode 2 is your favorite.
Oh my.
And I thought that was
That's
so.
the least valid opinion I've ever heard on Star Wars
Thank
in my
you.
life.
Thank
you.
this-
Because it's literally
This
just
is the
gonna be-
reason I came on this show is because James Bracco, he believes that the prequels are better than the original.
If you're
trilogy.
gonna say Star Wars is bad, and then say that Episode 2 is good, I don't understand.
Yeah.
What?
This is maybe the only thing that Parker and I actually agree on.
This is probably a good time to mention. It's very fortunate that Mark Hamill did not return my tweets to come on the show because explaining this to him would just be awful.
Do you want to defend your position on the prequels?
I really don't know if I should. You guys
I
are
think
just
you
gonna
should. I know,
indulge
I
Defend,
me
hey,
again.
what do you think about Episode 1? Though?
Episode 1 is a piece of garbage. It is the
Okay.
worst Star Wars.
Okay,
movie.
what about
use
good
like
parts of
one.
Episode 1? What's a good part of Episode 1? Pod racing.
Sure, I guess.
Uh,
Racing was alright. Yeah, I mean like the beginning.
Duel of Fates?
Yeah, that was cool. The song.
That's really
good.
cool,
Yeah,
man.
honestly, I watched it one time. I really want to watch it ever again.
I have them all.
I know you have them all. You've told me multiple times.
I know because I want you to watch them and enjoy them.
I don't enjoy them.
I know. Anyways,
There's like,
I don't know.
like
so
the
episode 1 we can all agree is garbage.
Jar Jar. We didn't even talk about Jar Jar.
No, we're not.
Here's
Okay.
the thing. I don't even think Jar Jar's a problem in that movie. I
What?
think Jar Jar is annoying. No, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
He's
You
annoying.
think Jar Jar belongs in that
I
movie?
said that
Did you
in-
just say that?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I actually did not just say that. I don't think Jar Jar is the worst thing about episode 1.
What
I think
is
it's
the
that
worst thing?
What?
stupid
Wait,
kid.
what? What? How?
Young Anakin is
You
the
think
worst.
young Anakin is
I
worse?
hate that kid.
Are you think
Are you an angel?
Yeah, exactly. We were making fun of him on the way over.
young Anakin is worse than
And
Jar
Jar Jar Binks, you're hearing it first, folks. Don't look at the presses.
If you clean the racks, you can go home.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Alright.
Yippee!
I don't think we need to spend this much time on episode 1.
Episode 2. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Episode 2.
Is good.
No.
Space Diner.
No.
Space Diner.
Oh my god.
Space. Yeah. Okay.
Space
Parker's
Diner.
right. Parker's right.
It's got
Space.
everything that I
Space
wanted in
Diner.
Star Wars.
Dexter and the Space Diner. Obi-Wan Kenobi, a Jedi master, goes to a four-armed cook at a space diner
Not only is
for
this
valuable information that he couldn't get in the Jedi archives. What the?
you're not even mentioning that this is
Don't.
a 50s themed diner. Where's the 50s in the Star Wars universe?
George
This is
Lucas.
already a long time ago.
It's so
Yo,
true.
It's a long time ago in a far, far away, but the 50s could happen.
They had their own
They
50s, right?
legitimately have a diner
Why
in
couldn't the
space.
Star Wars have had a 50s? I don't know. What's to say that they didn't have a 50s?
Robot waitress with a personality.
Look,
No droids.
I want to hear more justification for episode 2.
Look, it was fun. It had a lot
Okay,
of
Space
stuff.
Diner might actually ruin that. It might actually make it almost worse than
I
episode 1 to
really
me.
enjoyed it. I
The
thought-
plot is a little better, but
Oh,
My
the
favorite character-
script in it is amazing. I don't like sand.
Okay.
sand. It's
I don't like
coarse.
sand. It's coarse.
The
Yeah,
worst
everywhere.
romance.
Look,
Oh.
is sand
Hayden
coarse?
Christensen.
Is sand rough? Does it get everywhere?
Why is that?
I don't see anything wrong with that
Okay.
statement.
Not
No.
here.
Okay.
Here it's smooth.
You're soft.
No, the issue with that statement is it was supposed to be like a romantic monologue.
It was.
He
It was
compared
not.
it-
What?
he
You think
compared-
that's romantic?
He was leaning towards it. It was like
Look.
he was hinting at it. He was
Look.
being suggestive.
That kid.
They got married.
He had a horrible childhood.
How'd they get married?
Because they talked about sand.
He talked about sand and they got married on that same trip.
And then he
I,
killed
that's
his
what I'm
wife.
saying. I don't understand. He killed himself.
Spoilers. Oh, but this is definitely spoilers.
Oh yeah. Do not watch if you haven't seen it.
Spoiler for
Honestly-
a movie that's almost
honestly,
20 years old.
guys-
Right?
If you don't want to watch prequels, don't.
No, you
No,
should.
no, you should. It's
You
very
absolutely
important.
should.
It's
At least
entertaining
we
in
can agree with that.
context.
They're Star Wars movies.
There's
They still
some-
have this
there's
Yes,
some-
I agree. These
There
are
is
Star
some
Wars
historical
movies.
importance.
No,
Okay,
there are
watch-
parts of those prequels that I like
watch-
more than
no,
parts of the.
Watch the prequels for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, sure.
Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite part.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
No, come on.
No, I agree.
We gotta give.
Yeah,
some,
I would.
yeah.
He's the best acting performance for
We
sure.
gotta give some props to our favorite ever.
I hate
Don't-
it.
don't
Jango
do
Fett.
it.
Jango Fett.
Okay.
Is that his name? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Camino
Yes.
Saber Dog.
It is Jango.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I had Boba.
Do you
in
know-
it. I was trying to
Do
remember.
you know his son is Boba, right?
Is that it?
Yeah, I wasn't
of
sure if
course
you
I
knew.
knew
Okay.
Don't you cram it down my throat every time anyone mentions Boba Fett on the internet. Why do people like Boba so much?
I don't know, because he's edgy. and nerds like him.
Anthony, what's your opinion
It's
on Boba
true,
Fett?
man. He's cool.
Boba Fett, he's a really cool guy. Well, it's because in the original trilogy, everything was so mysterious and nothing was explained until the prequels came out. So because he was so like, oh, that's the bounty hunter. That's the guy that's going to get Han Solo for Jabba the Hutt.
And then he got eaten by a butthole.
Yeah, no, he dies in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
Boba Fett turns around, hits him with a staff, and he flies into the freaking pit.
Jump into 6 real quick.
They build up this amazing character.
Okay.
Okay, we can talk about this later.
We'll get into
So,
it.
episode 2.
Episode 2.
2 is
Oh,
not as
okay.
bad as everyone
We should
said.
rate each one what we think. So, episode 1.
Rank them.
One.
Should we go through them first and then rank
No,
them?
because then
No?
if we're
No,
just
No, no,
doing
yeah.
this
We'll
the
go with
whole
that.
time-
No, let's rate at
Let's
the end.
rank-
I-
let's-
No, how about this? Let's do prequels, originals, and then the new movies.
all right, okay,
Okay.
sure.
Okay,
sure.
we'll do it.
We're still
We'll
on
do it.
episode 2, though. We're still
Well,
got a
it's on
lot.
episode 2. But
Alright.
I would say I'm ranking Phantom Menace 2 out of 10.
That's okay. I guess.
But I still would watch it because of the Star
I'm
Wars.
gonna go 4 out of 10.
Really? That's
Yeah. Maybe you know
like
what?
a 3.
As a movie, 4 out of 10, but sentimentally like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
Sentimentally, it's different. As a movie, it's bad, but sentimentally, because it's a Star Wars
See, that's
film.
the other thing. You guys watched all these movies.
I'm
when
pretty
you
sure that's
were
the
young.
first PG-13 movie I ever went to.
Anthony, do you want to tell them how I got introduced to the Star Wars
So
franchise?
I introduced James Bracco to Star Wars. I invited him over to my house. I don't know,
Junior year of high school.
junior year of high school. We just finished. I was like, all right, we're gonna start with episode 4. You know,
I was
Star
so
Wars.
excited.
He hated
Let
it.
down.
So bored.
We're watching the movie. We finally get to the best part of the movie. They're going to the Kessel Run. They're about to destroy the Death Star.
You'd already taken away my phone at this point.
Yeah, he was on his phone. He was texting. You were playing Pokemon too.
Honestly, I might have.
I had to grab your.
That sounds like James.
Yeah.
Well, anyways.
So we get to the climax of the movie. They destroy the Death Star. I look over to James. This guy's asleep at the climax
Use the
of
Force.
movie.
Okay, that is kind of the biggest BS in that whole movie actually. It's
I-
actually probably my least favorite part of that movie.
What?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Why? The whole point.
What? There's a 9-meter hole that blows up a moon-sized space station with one rocket.
Well, actually, didn't you see Rogue One? He left it as a secret defense against the
Okay. We're getting so off track because Rogue One is a whole other monster.
All
that
right,
we
so
can talk
episode 2.
about. Episode 2. I think we're moving on. James kind of not really justified why he likes
No,
it.
there's no point. You guys don't believe me.
I
You
know
haven't justified it at all.
I don't think anyone believes you, but please try and give me like a 2.
Yeah, no. What's a
You
good
said
part
it's
of that
fun.
movie that you think is cinematically important
Wait,
for the Star Wars? Like what?
cinematically?
Like give me an objective
Give me a reason
why
like
it's
clo-
good.
This is
We'll
what
talk
I like.
close.
I like episode 2 because it. You guys are gonna
Just say it.
You
just
can't
say
even
it.
say
You
it.
have to give
can't
one
say it.
reason.
Say it.
I like the
I can't- I
I
can't.
like the big fight between all the Jedis and all of the evil people.
So all the clones. That
So you
we've
like
never
the Yoda
met-
flipping scene?
Yes, I do.
Oh
Right?
Hayden, I'm taking him now. Gets his arm sliced off.
When they're all looking at each other, I was like, oh, something's about to go down. And then they jump up, and I'm like, oh, that was cool. I want that. Why can't I like
What about the one Jedi that gets jumps down in front of all of them, and then Django just shoots him twice and
That
he
was
dies?
cool.
So half the
Django's a
Jedi
cool
take.
dude.
That's all he does. He's a Jedi master. He's on the council.
Yeah, these Jedis have been training their entire
Yeah.
life to
No,
use
that
the
same-
Force.
yeah.
Using the tools of the Jedi, the lightsabers, and then bang bang.
You know what? That's
he's dead.
If you watch that movie, that same dude, that same green dinosaur looking guy, is on the Jedi Council in that scene. He's a master, and he gets freaking blasted
was
by
actually a
Jango
master.
Fett. And yes,
I didn't
he looks
remember
like
that.
he's got a big old thing coming out of his head. He's green.
Kid Fisto.
I read no, not Kit Fisto. He's different, right? He's the
Oh my god, they actually had names.
He's green.
Yes, almost every.
Wait,
no, but he
Wait,
doesn't
wait.
die in episode 2.
When did you see When did you hear names of any of them?
Oh, I know all the names
How do you know?
because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd.
But do you hear it in the movies? Am I just missing names?
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
Star-
everywhere, man.
Star Wars
They're
Expanded
everywhere.
Universe.
Oh, get out!
Do you know? Do
Alright.
you know how much there is in the expanded
Not
universe?
anymore. Disney threw all of it.
Yeah,
away,
Disney
didn't
just
they?
trashed
That's
and
true.
packed all of it.
No,
That's
but they've
true.
released a ton of comics and a
Yeah,
lot of new.
a lot of comics. The
lot of
I
novel-
just like to
novelizations-
consider it all canon. Anything I don't like, I'll just throw out.
Oh,
I mean,
that makes sense.
the movies have canon novelizations now and all that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw that at Target the other night. I was like, that's weird.
Pick it up.
Dude, that's what they're selling to.
good
You
reason
realize
To be
that,
fair, I
right?
did pick the book up and then I set it right back.
perfect.
Yeah, you want to go read the novelization.
Last
of
Jedi just
The
came out
Last
on
Jedi.
DVD.
Don't
Like,
start on Last
physically.
Jedi. We can do
okay,
that.
all right. Okay, we're moving on from episode 2.
Yes. I don't care.
All right,
about
Parker, why don't you start us off on episode 3?
It's definitely the shining jewel of the prequels.
Okay,
By
I agree.
default.
I
It is-
think
you're right. By default, it's the best of the prequels, and that's not saying much.
it's you know what
But it's not-
laid out as a movie. It has a good progression.
It's
It's
your
just
favorite
so. It's not my favorite Star
You
Wars.
said it's your favorite.
Okay,
one.
sentimentally is by far my favorite
It's
one.
my new favorite.
What?
As of 45 minutes ago.
45 minutes ago. It's
Why
my
is it
favorite.
your new favorite?
Because
Because it's just a little bit worse, or a little bit better than episode 2, and
I
we
mean,
canceled episode 2 for you. So.
I'm honestly just I would honestly, because this is not the first time I've had this Star Wars talk with anybody, and I'm just kind of sick of trying to debate with people and then not being able to.
I don't
and
think
then
you've
they all
ever
just-
It's
given
not a
me
debate
reason.
if you have
I've
no.
You
Okay.
never given reasons.
He's
You
You
mad.
still
never
haven't-
give reasons. You just
Look,
said you
I
don't
haven't
like
seen
it.
these films in about a year and a half.
Whose fault
How
is
many
that?
movies are there? There's 9 of them. Right?
9.
How many hours of time is that to commit to a franchise? I just don't like that much.
You could have at least watched one.
When?
Yeah.
They're on TV
yesterday.
around the clock,
You have
No,
time.
I don't have TV in my apartment.
and it's just like
Google
oh
Watch
my-
Star Wars free.
I don't
I've
want
watched
that.
movies in your apartment.
That's not from TV though.
I have the DVDs and I can just give you the discs. You borrowed things from me
I don't
before.
want to watch Star Wars. I don't like Star Wars. It's just not my thing.
SMH, man.
It's just not. It's just not.
That's fine. That's
And then
fine.
when I like stuff that everyone universally hates, everyone can hear.
Oh, people-
well,
People can hear it. Don't
No,
you
we said
worry.
we're not going to talk about that now.
Don't you worry.
Man, look at
people,
those levels.
people-
This is Anthony's first and last time ever on this.
that
Super
is a
fan
joke
of
on
real
James
fan.
because he always references our levels. Anyways.
It's not a joke. I just wanted the podcast to be good.
Okay. It's not a podcast.
All right,
I
all right,
wanted
all right, all right, all
It's
right.
8:30. We need to go
Good
to
parts
30.
of episode 3.
Good parts of
Good
episode
parts
3.
of episode
A
3.
lot of it.
And I mean, no. Okay, it gets real dark at the end.
Wait.
He kills children.
Oh yeah, he kills a lot of
Kills
children.
the younglings.
A lot of
They're not
children.
They're young.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Use the correct terminology, please.
oh
Thank
my
you.
goodness. Okay. Well, he kills
He
younglings.
does. He does kill them. That's the thing that happens. in
Like
the movie.
it gets dark. That's something. If it
There are a lot of dark
if
scenes
Star
in
Wars
films
was
about
owned by
life.
Disney at that
Okay.
time, that wouldn't have happened.
I mean, they killed all the Jedi in about a 2-minute.
Yeah, but you can't okay if you don't like the fact that like a Jedi Master gets shot randomly by like just a dude
Well,
in
like
front of
shot
him-
from behind
okay,
makes
that's-
sense.
Okay, but okay,
Not shot from a full frontal holding a lightsaber in
right,
front of him.
That's fine. If you think that's BS, that's cool. I get it. But in episode 3, like obviously none of them were expecting anything, so you really can't fault any of them for being Jedi Masters and not being able to like complete like their allies who they got. You know, like these are these people like you know what.
It
what
makes
was-
sense. No, it
yeah,
makes
like-
sense that like almost all of them would die. It's and then not all of them do die. Vader hunts them all down later.
But that's not in the
This is
movies.
I mean, kind of. That's kind of
Is
the
it?
whole reason why. I mean, not really.
No.
No,
It's
so
more expanded universe.
We're not talking about that.
That's
here.
comics.
Yeah.
This isn't comic talk with comic folk. It's real talk with real folk.
Yikes.
That's our spin.
I'm pretty sure that's literally the only reason why the Emperor wanted Vader anyway.
What?
There's some
Did
fucking.
you-
I just, in my opinion,
No, 'cause
because like think
Vader
about
was
it,
the,
he's the
uh,
enforcer.
It was the prophecy dude.
Is episode 3
Well,
the
yeah, well,
episode 3 is
he can give a shit about. Yeah,
the do it.
do it.
Complete your training.
That
Once more, the Sith.
That is the best part of episode 3 for me.
What have I done? This is just
Slices. Oh my god.
Yo, Mace Windu.
That's a head desk right there.
Samuel L. Jackson with a purple lightsaber just because he wanted one in the universe.
really
Also,
No,
thanks,
it's-
thanks,
It's one
Lucas,
different.
You know
for
what?
literally
Legitimately.
destroying the hearts of Star Wars nerds everywhere by doing things like this.
Okay.
What do you mean? We all knew they were dead.
Oh, so like
That's
every
what we're
lightsaber
still
ever
talking
has been
about it.
blue or green or like yellow, and there's an explanation behind all of
No,
it.
there's
Like,
an
all of a
explanation
sudden,
behind
let's
all
just
of them.
toss a purple one in there just cause.
Oh, it's just because Samuel L. Jackson said, "I want a purple one."
Literally the
That's
only
They
reason.
literally, that's the only reason. And you know what? He's Samuel L. Jackson. He can do whatever he wants.
Anthony, yes or no?
James.
Is Star Wars Episode 3 a good film? Defend your point.
Is it a good film?
Oh my god.
Sure. Yeah, it's a good film.
Okay, do you like it or not?
Yeah, I liked episode 3.
Good. That's about it. Right?
Any more questions?
No.
General Grievous.
So- oh my god.
You're listening to Real Talk with Real Folk, where we get into these films. Episode 1, 2, and 3 are done.
Are they?
Thank goodness. Okay, now the fun stuff.
All right,
No, we gotta rate them.
episode
We
one.
gotta
Oh, we have to rate 'em.
We
Okay, we have to rate 'em.
Shouldn't we rank them?
We haven't ranked them.
Okay,
No,
we
we
can
should-
rank and then rate. So, okay, Parker, give your rank and then rate of each one quickly.
Like objectively between
gotta
like all
count
like
them.
all movies.
You
Yeah,
can go
I don't
person.
know
No,
how
no,
to
no,
count.
no, no, no. Do
I'll do.
prequels.
I know.
Just
I know.
prequels.
Prequels. I'm saying like
Prequels.
of all of movies in general, it's probably like episode 3 is like a 5 or a 6,
Okay.
and then episode 2 is like a 5 or a 4,
Okay.
and then episode 1 is like a 2 or 3,
Okay. That sounds about.
and then
like,
sentimentally it goes down in that order as well,
okay.
just a little higher.
I'd go around probably that same area. I didn't grow up with Star Wars. My parents weren't super into it, so I kind of just discovered on my own. So it wasn't like super sentimental to me.
What was the first Star Wars movie both of you guys saw?
Probably A New Hope.
Okay, I don't remember.
Mine was definitely A New Hope.
I don't know.
Okay, I saw episode
Whatever
3
one.
in theaters. I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
See, I did not grow up with that because my
Yeah, I
parents.
saw 2, 3, and
My
3.
dad does not like Star Wars.
Why?
No one in my family likes Star Wars.
No, and like I'm an only child, and I didn't.
Okay.
So I'm like, no one in my family was gonna take me to
Yeah.
see Star Wars. So I grew up. I saw A New Hope first, and that's where I started. I didn't see the prequels until years later, but So I don't have too
Lucky
much.
you.
Too much sentimental
Your mind
value.
was left
Okay,
unchanged.
That
we
is-
kind of stop. Okay, we can't stop hating on the prequels like there were
No.
bad parts of the original. There were a
prequels-
lot of bad things.
I think the prequels
Thank
were really
you.
a good.
a
I think the
lot.
prequels were a
There
good
were
idea.
a lot.
The
Give me
prequels-
walks.
Okay, the prequels were a good idea. I really liked the concept of like explaining some of the stuff in Star Wars.
The concept was
con-
good.
the
The
concept was
delivery was
great.
terrible.
The thing
It's
is,
all part of
the thing
my
is, I'll
world.
take anything, so I'll take the prequels. Like I wouldn't get rid of them if I had to. Probably, we'll
No,
see.
why? I mean, there's plenty fine
I'd get
about
rid of
the
them.
prequels.
Really?
Yeah, just do 4, 5, 6, and then never make a Star Wars movie ever again.
Oh, okay, that's another way to go for about it, but yeah, that's true. But okay,
Should we start with
so
episode 4?
yeah, hold on, let me give mine. So
Yeah.
mine is basically yours. What's your rank and then like rating
On all of them?
of the prequels? Yeah.
Prequels, just
I mean, why don't we just rank them?
just do it.
You can just
Oh, so
rank them,
you
yeah.
just rank them.
Rank them. The best one's 5.
No.
What?
Out of the three,
Oh,
so just,
Oh, out of the
my.
3.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
episode
have to.
episode 3 is the best. Episode 1 second best. Episode 2 is the worst.
Okay, so how about this?
How about
Over
this?
all 9 Star Wars movies, including Rogue One. Where do 1, 2, and 3 fall on that list? Say that. That's what I meant originally. That's what I meant.
Out of all 9,
Yes.
Oh, all 9?
No, so like just
Oh.
where like place one.
Prequels
episode
are at the
of-
bottom for me for
Alright,
all of them.
That was about right.
Okay, also, episode 1 just got demoted to a 1 for me because I
Yeah.
just remembered about Metachlorians
Shout out to Priscilla.
that George Lucas had to quantify a space wizard power in science.
That is true. That is true.
Just trying to explain things. You know,
Bacteria? Are you kidding me?
Anyway, the midichlorians.
it's genetics, bro.
We can't. We can. Oh
Okay,
god, we can't get
so-
into the midichlorians.
Out of all 9, where do 1, 2, and 3 fall?
1 and 2 are at the bottom. Episode 3 is probably in the middle for me.
Episode 3
Okay.
is my favorite movie. Episode 2 is behind it.
Of the 9.
And yeah, out of the 9.
Okay.
And then episode 1 is at the bottom of the
we-
list.
Let's just talk about the new one, like the original.
Original show.
We're
All right,
going
let's
to
go
the
originals.
now.
All right, starting with A New Hope.
Episode 4.
When
It was boring.
okay. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but like,
It was very boring. I was very bored. They
There's-
just talked a lot, and the lightsabers, there was not enough of it.
okay, that's when you had no context of Star Wars and like the prequels though, which is full of action. Whereas
No, I saw 4 first.
you saw 4 first,
Yeah, you wouldn't let me see
and
the
you still
prequels
hated
first.
it.
He fell asleep during the
okay.
Kessel
I
Run.
did, yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Go make the cussle on it. How many milliseconds?
Well, they had like
What?
classically trained actors in that movie, which is one thing that made it really good.
Yeah, Alec Guinness.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
And
was
who
fine.
played who played Tarkin again? I forget, but he's also like
I
a
can
really famous good
I know what
actor.
you're talking
I'll
about.
look that up for you.
They're all like classically trained actors that
They
are
are.
really. Alec Guinness, like instead of taking like a full pay cut, took like a 1% like stake in the profits for the movie, and George Lucas just said like he didn't think he would make that much money.
Oh wow,
And
that's really smart.
Alec Guinness's estate is worth a ridiculous amount now because
Yeah.
has 1% of the Star Wars franchise.
Well, it's worth nothing because he's dead now.
But his estate.
Well, George Lucas took a big pay risk
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
making Star Wars. Like he put a lot of money into Star Wars that he didn't really have, so he was taking a huge risk, and it just happened to pay off. But yeah, Episode 4 is not my favorite of the originals, but
How could you
it's
say that? How could you?
how could I?
You're
I
not a
don't
real
know.
Star Wars fan.
Fake fan.
Wait, who did you want to know again? Sorry.
Graham
Uh,
Moff Tarkin.
Peter Cushing.
Peter Cushing.
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Our favorite actor. Shout out to Peter Cushing.
Ooh, yep. Okay.
He's probably
Is he
dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
He's
Oh,
definitely
boy.
dead. He was
Ooh.
CGI in Rogue One, remember?
Yes, we'll
Do you
get
think
there.
I cared?
I mean,
We'll
yeah.
I
get there.
didn't.
But yeah, Episode 4. I mean, introduction of all the characters. Luke is whiny as heck in it, which is so annoying.
It's just Mark Hamill.
He just wants to hang out with his friends, alright?
I like Mark
Leave
Hamill,
Luke
but
alone.
Luke is.
You like Mark Hamill?
Mark Hamill's adorable.
Mark Hamill's best character, his best show is actually in The Last Jedi. Like his best acting.
Oh, I agree. I
Because
agree.
he's actually pretty bad in Star Wars. Like he gets
Yeah.
progressively better. Like Return of the Jedi, he's the best out of the
Yeah,
original
because he
three.
stops whining. But yeah,
Well,
no,
'cause he-
I agree.
because
He's
he's a
not
better
a great
actor.
but I think he's adorable.
He's just a bad actor. He's like Kid Anakin.
Yes, it's Padre Day.
Yikes.
Oh, we didn't even talk about how a 7-year-old
No,
kid
we are
blows up
not.
an entire.
We are not going into this 7-year-old kid
That's
debate.
so dumb.
Okay, we moved on from the prequels.
We have
But okay, A New Hope. What are your thoughts?
Anthony. I want to hear your thoughts.
It was a good movie.
Thank you for that. All right.
All right, I'm done.
Episode 5. No, please.
No, I thought it was good. I could definitely see how James thinks it's a boring movie, but if you actually enjoy a movie with plot and story structure, it's good.
Yeah.
It
They
makes
won a bunch of awards.
Well, yeah.
So
a lot of
I'm just
things
saying-
do. Believe it or not.
Good job.
Things win awards every year. Those are called the Oscars.
I mean, Taylor Swift wins Grammys.
I'm gonna let you finish.
Which-
but
Just saying.
Yeah, continue.
It's good. I don't. What do you want? Just talk about
Yeah,
it.
I mean, what do you think about it?
It's
What do you
good.
think? What do you think about it in terms of the Star Wars universe, and then just like the rest of the movies?
I mean, I think it's a perfect setup for the original trilogy. It does a good job of introducing the Force and explaining like what the whole Empire is. And I loved the scene where Parker, you said you didn't like how the Death Star could be blown up by a single torpedo. But I mean, it makes sense. It's a giant space station. Why wouldn't it have a vent that could be destroyed?
that's
Okay. Also, here. I think my dad told me about this. It totally breaks the whole idea of the Death Star. Like, if you had like a sci-fi universe where there were all these planets that could that supported life, especially with a planet like Alderaan that they blew up just to test the weapon and to make a message. Like, the most important resource in the whole like galaxy would be planets. Why would you ever blow one up? Just like, if they wanted to kill everyone on the planet, they could do it in so many other ways that are easier than blowing the entire thing up.
What?
Think about it.
I think blowing up a planet is easier. The most easiest way to kill everyone on the planet.
Well, obviously it's the easiest way to kill everyone on the planet, but then you lose the planet.
Well, if they're gonna blow it up, they clearly didn't need the planet.
Fight.
There's
why-
a lot of
do it.
planets in the Star Wars universe.
Do you know that the chances of there being life on a planet?
In Star Wars is extremely
There's a
high.
lot of
Pretty
them.
much every planet has life.
Well,
on
yeah, but
it.
they're all ice planets or fire planets or
Only one of them
have
an ice planet.
one topographical
Don't forget
feature.
the sand planet.
Or-
Don't forget multiple-
yeah, I said
There's
yes.
two
There's
sand
all three of
planets.
them.
Multiple, yeah, we got 3 sand planets. We got like
Every-
5 ice planets.
Every
like-
trilogy is opened up on a sand planet.
Why not blow them up? Why? Blow those up. Don't blow up like the most like life-giving planet in the whole galaxy.
Technically, Alderaan wasn't even a test. They knew that the Death Star laser worked from Rogue One.
Yeah, well, they hadn't blown up a whole planet yet.
Yes, they did.
No, they hadn't.
Didn't they blow up the
They
base?
just destroyed Jeddah, the city.
No, didn't they destroy their base after what's her face? Not Poe. Who cares?
They didn't blow up the planet though.
They didn't blow up that
No,
planet?
it just like
Huh?
it was like a massive
Jin,
nuke.
yeah. Didn't they blow up the
No,
planet?
the whole planet did not blow
Oh,
up.
they did.
No, it didn't.
No.
No.
Shows how much I paid attention.
Yeah, it
Okay.
does.
See, yeah, you can't hate a movie if you didn't pay attention.
Okay, we'll get into Rogue One later. Okay, A New
We
Hope.
could technically get into Rogue One now. It's part of the. It's
Yeah, we've already passed it.
Alright, it's fair.
James, what are your faults with New Hope?
I honestly was incredibly. I was just really bored by it. Like I said, I from like again, from not growing up on the movies and from honest to God, growing up on Star Wars from the Lego video games on the GameCube and the Nintendo Wii, where all of that is action packed and everything.
Action
having so much
packed.
fun.
Gronk, you can play as a gonk. You can play as a gonk droid.
Dude, all right, you know what?
It's not action-packed.
And gonk everyone around, but like. From all of that, I thought Star Wars was like this big, like, oh, boom, boom, Zelda, not, like, just killing everything, you know, like,
bang, bang.
exactly, that's what I thought, and I was just really excited.
Press
for
A
all-
to.
So you just had
Chop.
bad expectations.
And then, like, when I saw, like, Luke Skywalker just sitting down talking to Obi-Wan, like, waving a stick that, like, just waving a stick around, like, not seeing anything, just getting banged every now and then, I'm like, this is boring, I want people to get cut.
Do you realize it was
But
like a
you-
titanium rod that was in that thing for the lightsabers?
Yeah.
In the prequels, they were like plastic, and they were like made it like they were like used a green screen, but like they had to stop the cut when they turned it on.
I'm gonna tell
Come
you,
over there and screw in a thing that like was reflective with the camera, and that started. It was heavy.
I didn't know any of this. I wouldn't go into any of the behind-the-scenes stuff. Why would I? I don't
Wait,
like the films.
hold on. So you didn't like New Hope because it's all sitting and talking, but you like the prequels, which most of it is trade negotiations.
That's okay. That's interesting stuff. That was cool. Like I want to know about that.
Oh, that's so
You wanna know about the trade-
Who's gonna
oh.
make the droids?
Oh, you want the Confederacy of Independent Systems?
That's pretty.
Do you know
interesting. That was interesting at the time. Parker, stop it.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
But talking about
especially
this
the part where they
ancient
send
religion-
Vader
Are
and they
we
just
done
all
yet?
die.
Oh my God! How are
Yeah.
we not done with the show
We
yet?
got 18 more minutes.
We have longer actually. They went long. Oh my God!
All right,
can
okay.
we just move on to
Episode 5. Yeah. Empire
Alright.
Strikes Back, the best
Five
one.
was whatever.
The best
dude.
one.
5 was fine.
What?
5 was
Five was
better
the
than
Five
4.
is
Yeah,
It was
of
better than
course.
4.
The best one.
It's like one of the best sequels ever made.
It was.
Yeah.
That's fine. Mouse. It was fine. House. It was fine.
What's a
Hit the
bad
mouse
part? A
button.
bad part.
Our levels are up. Hit the mouse button, please. I thought you didn't want me to say that. Like mouse.
What's a
Man,
bad?
check out those levels.
What's a bad part of episode 5?
I mean,
He hasn't seen this movie in like 2 years, so name a bad part.
I'm just trying to remember. Can we go to someone else, please?
If you can't remember a bad part, you can't hate the movie. There's
But I can't remember a good part either. Like,
don't
there was
remember
nothing
a
that
good
didn't-
name a part and explain to me why it's good or bad. See, you can't be like, oh, I just hate it. It's like me, like I used to hate Harry Potter, and then I read it, and you know what? It's good. Okay. Okay. So maybe you should watch it.
We said we're not going into Harry Potter with this one.
No,
James
my-
specifically
yeah,
said-
wait, hold on.
No,
Hold
no,
on.
no. You're
No,
gonna
I'm
go
not
on
going into Harry Potter.
You're gonna go on a rant.
No, it's not a
He's
rant.
about
It's a
to.
story that's really important. Okay.
God.
When I went to Last Jedi for like the 3rd time,
Yes.
I went with my friend Kyle, and he's also a Star Wars fan, but it was like an 11 o'clock like p.m. show, and he fell asleep like halfway,
Okay.
and I asked him like what he thought about it afterwards. He's like, honestly, like I thought it was bad. There was like nothing in it. Like the whole middle of the movie was just like empty. And I was like, that's because you were asleep for half the movie. And he was like, what? He's like,
When did you
I'm
wake
like,
up?
when did you fall asleep? And he was like, oh, like right after like Rey like and Kylo were like fighting all those guards. And I was like, when did you wake up? And he's like, oh, I don't know, like
That's
when
not
Luke
the middle of the
Skywalker died. And then and I was like, you missed like all of the
You
movie.
missed literally the best part of that.
I know.
Do you think this
So
is a good
that's
show?
you right
Okay,
now. You
okay.
don't even
Oh.
remember anything in episode 5.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's
So
fair.
James is irrelevant at this moment.
I
Let's
don't
talk about
care.
episode 5. The
Star
rest
Wars
of us.
sucks. It's overrated.
Okay, whatever. So episode 5 is actually the best one. It actually set up. I mean, the cringy part is when Leia kisses Luke. That could be said as like.
Yeah,
the worst
I mean-
thing. That could
I
be
love
said as.
you.
I
the-
mean, that's
That's
it's explainable
not-
though. I mean, they didn't know. They didn't.
They
plan
didn't know at
yet.
that time
Yeah.
that they were gonna be siblings.
George
Well,
Lucas
in
didn't
episode
know
6,
either.
Leia says, "Oh, I always knew that we were brother and
Oh,
sister."
I know.
LOL.
I didn't
So
know.
maybe she did know.
She's like, I always kind of knew. I was like, why'd you kiss him? But, I mean, the Han Leia setup in 5 was good. The I Love You, I Know is iconic.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader is the greatest villain ever.
I mean, this is the movie with the big line. It is the, I'm your father. Like, that's
That was like the
Yeah.
original spoiler alert. Like,
Yeah.
That was the biggest spoiler like of
In
in
cinema,
movie history.
yeah. What do you think of that reveal?
I mean, I knew it already, so
Yeah.
it had no weight on me.
You're so angry.
I don't
I
care.
think you're just mad that we debunked everything you
I just
said.
want to complain about episode 8 and Rogue One.
Okay, alright, we'll get there, we'll get
All I
there.
wanna
Well,
do.
let's talk about our favorite parts of episode 5.
Five,
We can
okay,
stop.
parts of episode
Have
5.
fun. I'll be here.
Yoda.
Literally everything about Hoth.
Cloud City.
Cloud City's awesome. It's like an
Lando.
amazing idea.
Yeah,
Let's talk
Lando.
about young Lando real quick. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Gambino.
That's gonna be the best part of
Yeah,
the
no,
solo
I
film.
seriously think that's one of the best casting choices. I think it's like the best casting choice they could have made.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
That's true.
Okay, continue.
Continue on 5. Lando was great. I mean, that's me.
I mean, it ends really well.
Oh.
yeah, it has a really
Yeah,
really good ending.
Did you
Really
not like
good.
the?
No,
you don't
I-
like cliffhangers?
We may have spoiled episode 8's ending for my father.
Oh no!
Why would he want? Oh, because I
Why-
said
why
Luke
is your
Skywalker
dad-
died.
Yeah.
He wants to listen to my show.
Hey, Han
Why
Solo
has your
dies
dad
too in
not
episode
seen
7.
episode
Yeah.
eight?
Well, because I don't know. Because I told him it was bad.
Why would your dad listen to you about movie
Because
taste?
he loves me. You know, someone on this planet has to. None of you do.
No one has to love you, James.
That's
All right.
All right, okay. Good parts of episode 5. Let's go. Carbonite.
Spoiler alert: Luke died. Dad not happy.
If he's not happy, you should have just seen the movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Come on.
I mean,
That's We're sorry, Mr. Bracco.
it's been
Blame
2 weeks.
Parker.
It's been more than 2 weeks. Spoiler warnings are
It's
over.
been way more than 2
It's
weeks.
the thing, though. You're not supposed to talk about it.
It came out in December.
It came out in December. It's
been
been
more than
3
2
months.
months.
Talk about episode 5 so we can get done with this.
So at the end of episode 8, Luke dies.
All right, should we just go on to the Return of the Jedi now?
Okay, let's rank. Okay, we'll get into Return of the Jedi, and then we'll come
Go
back
Return
to
of the Jedi. Okay, my favorite part of Return of the Jedi is literally the beginning.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it.
That is true.
The beginning until Jabba's palace blows up.
I like Luke.
And then
in
it's
Return,
bad.
I like Luke in Return of the Jedi because he stops whining. Like finally, he really stops whining. Mark Hamill does better than.
And it also has literally the funniest moment in Star Wars. Besides, okay, yeah, Boba dying is hilarious.
What's his funniest moment?
That was the most anticlimactic death. Anyways.
Well,
Yeah.
the way because he literally does he's blind. Han Solo is blind.
Yes.
Can't see. He has a pole in his hands and he turns around really quick, hits him in his jetpack. It blows up, and he falls into the Sarlacc pit and is digested for. I mean, I guess he doesn't technically die, but like, okay.
Is
Whatever.
that your favorite part? Is that the funniest part to you?
No, well, that is hilarious. But the funniest part is when he goes back to Yoda to watch him die, and is Leia my sister? And then rest I must, and he just turns over and doesn't even talk to him.
That is true.
And then dies. I mean, he tells him he is, but
Yeah, Yoda like does not want to answer the question and just goes to sleep.
yes, it's hilarious.
Why do I feel like I'm forgetting it? We literally watched it yesterday.
I know.
Ewoks.
It's
Oh, how
Ewoks.
about the galaxy-wide celebration after?
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I-
yes. That's the part that okay, yes, the galaxy-wide celebration at the end where the entire galaxy is celebrating.
The entire galaxy controlled by the Empire, and like Coruscant, the capital of the Empire.
Spoil something else again.
One of my roommates didn't know about Luke.
If you haven't seen episode 8, why are you listening to a Star Wars
They
podcast?
love us and they're
You
like,
guys, Snape kills Dumbledore. Harry's a Horcrux.
I told you not to bring it up.
All right, okay.
Okay, alright, Return of the Jedi.
You guys seen the new edits of like the latest editions?
Yes, that's what I'm
what
talking
we
about. I'm
My
referring
favorite
to
is the music video in Jabba's palace.
No. Oh god.
Oh
it's the
god.
worst.
Yeah, no, the whole it's like 3
It's
minutes
cringe.
long.
Oh
It's
yeah,
really
it's
bad.
way too long.
Oh man.
That part was
Oh.
bad. I forgot about
Yeah, no, the whole part where Leia comes in and like as the bounty hunter and stuff. That's actually good.
I
Like
like
that's
that.
really
No,
good.
I like that part.
Okay, yeah, no, the romance in that movie is just a little over. I mean, the romance in all of Star Wars except for Empire Strikes Back.
Except for episode 2.
No, that's terrible. It's literally romance in Star Wars is bad. It's just been bad forever. Except for episode 5 was okay. It had a little love triangle going on, and it was actually like a good plot.
I remember
Point.
that. I remember that. Yeah, at the beginning
Yeah.
when like Han's getting
Yeah.
blown up.
But-
Yeah,
but,
and
like-
Luke's like confronting Han about that stuff.
Like
right? That
what?
was
Like
cool.
Padme and Anakin are the worst, and obviously the episode 6 it's just dumb, and then in the new one, Rose, the new character, that's the worst
Again,
I've
we
ever.
Can't talk about episode 8
Okay,
yet.
we're not
Okay,
getting
yeah,
this.
yeah.
We're really hinging
We're
on all
gonna
this
go
stuff.
late. at this
We're
rate.
talking. Okay.
All right.
I don't think the next show's
6.
coming.
All right, who wants to talk about 6? I mean, who wants to rate 6 first? All right,
Well, okay.
Ratings
Well,
of-
originals. We'll go. We'll
ratings of
like
the original.
originals.
Yes.
Empire.
Empire, I'll give it an 8.
Empire. Yeah, no. Empire,
Objectively an 8.
No, I'm
like
trying to
my-
rank them. I'm
like-
trying to rank the 3.
Yeah. Put
Oh,
them in
okay.
your
Empire,
your-
I do like a 9.
in your Star Wars
In my Star Wars, it's number
overall
1.
list.
In my Star Wars,
Oh
it's number
my.
1.
Okay.
Where do you put
Okay.
the original trilogy?
Return of the Jedi without the Ewoks.
No,
You
that's
can't
not
do
fair.
that.
You
Without
can't do that.
without the teddy bears
You can't do
that
that.
just take out a legion. Oh,
That's
okay.
Not a thing.
thanks. Oh, okay. Without the teddy bears to take out a legion,
Can't
it
do
would
that.
be higher than A New Hope for me. But I'm gonna have to go like 5, 6 or 5, 4, 6 for episodes. Or yeah, like that.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I bounce between 6 and 4. 5 is on top for me, but
I would go 5, 4, 6. 6 just they made it too much of a kids movie at that point.
Yeah.
Adding in
Selling
Ewoks.
toys. Yeah, that's what they were
Yeah.
doing.
Mhm.
yeah. And
It was annoying.
We were talking about the budget yesterday.
Oh god, yeah.
What
The
was
budget
the budget on
increased.
that?
Yeah, I'd probably go 5,
it
4,
increased
6.
like an incredible amount.
You can tell by the way it is. But yeah,
I mean, it was also made in like '83 compared to like
An
think about
Ewok goes on a. What is that thing?
I don't know. They destroy a they.
They
have.
He hops on like one of the flying things. I forgot.
Oh
what it's
yeah,
called.
like a highly complicated land speeder and
Yes,
flies
it's a
it and
land
actually
speeder.
kills people with it.
One argument against the whole, Ewoks destroying the Empire, that's ridiculous. A lot of people make the argument that, Vietnam pretty much stopped America.
Okay,
The biggest...
but we're talking about humans against other humans. I'm not talking about literally teddy bears
Well,
with spears
We're talking about a tribal,
taking out
a tribal
an
nation,
intergalactic empire
a tribal nation versus the biggest,
with laser guns.
the biggest army.
They
in
have
the
laser
world.
guns and they have like armor.
Round 2.
They have armor against lasers and they're throwing rocks at them and killing them with them. What?
Parker will argue with anyone.
You remember when we said we would argue a bunch on this podcast? We haven't done it once. It's just been Anthony and Parker the whole night.
I'm fine with that. That's why they're
Dude,
here.
this is great.
Oh, what do you? I've been
No,
literally arguing
but
with you more
there
than
is a
anyone.
scene-
You want the show?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No.
This is Real Talk with Anthony and Parker.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say just give Parker the show. No.
Well, you guys can have another show that's called Real Talk with Anthony and Parker.
Star
We're
Wars.
still Real
Just-
Talk.
Where we
We're
just
only gonna talk about Star
where we
Wars.
talk about the shows that you talk about, but everyone would watch ours.
and
We're gonna
why
watch it.
everything I say on my show is wrong.
Yes.
do.
We just talk about how you guys are wrong the whole time.
Yeah, that's fair.
You critique our entire show.
I'd listen.
I would too.
Okay, let's go to Rogue One. Let's go to Rogue One. Let's go. to
Okay,
Rogue One.
Rogue One.
It was a piece of poop. It
Okay.
sucks.
No, I
Let's be
think.
real. None of you care about where I put the original trilogy in my overall ranking.
No,
of Star
James,
Wars
let's hear
films.
it. Come
Okay,
on,
let's hear it.
you're technically the co-host of this.
5, 4, 6 that's the order I'd put them in, and it would go in the 4th, 5th, and 6th slots.
Behind the prequels.
That was-
No, so for me it goes episode 3, episode 2. A movie we haven't talked
We can
about.
rate them all at the end. Let's rate them all
Let's
at the
rate
end.
them all at the end. Then,
Yeah.
Okay, we'll rate them all at the end.
So we
Anyway.
basically all just say 5, 4, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, rate them all at
honestly.
the end. Rogue One.
Piece of garbage.
Okay.
It sucked.
I think it's one of the best ones.
No.
I
You're
think it's
wrong.
one of the
You're
best Star
actually
Wars
wrong.
movies.
Yeah, it's one of the best, I think, because it's like the first one without the space wizard BS. I mean, it's cool, but like,
What about that one character who?
yeah, well,
technically isn't a
that's like
Jedi?
that's like
But
That's like the most
Shaolin
space
monk
wizard
kind of stuff. Like that's okay. Yeah, but it's not like literally like
He's just a
space.
wizard. He's not
like
a space wizard.
yeah, okay.
He's land wizard.
No, it
There's
was
like a
great
couple
when-
moments of it where it actually works. In the
It
movie.
was
That's
my
why I
favorite
like
part
it.
in the film where each of them predictably dies in order. You know, like that was my favorite part.
You really predicted all of. Well, I mean, it makes sense
all
that
of
they
them
all
had
died.
to die.
They all had
None
to
of
die.
them could
Okay.
live. Not a single
That
one
is
of them
true.
could live.
But why do you think? I thought their deaths. I thought the ending was so good. Just the way they did it.
With the way they did it.
Yeah.
You mean you liked it when the guy walked out in the middle of a battleground with a
That's-
stick?
it's the
and just
Force, that's why it was-
magically
That was
didn't get
like
shot?
one. I thought that,
No.
that was
Yeah,
one
it's
of
one
the
of the best
scenes.
parts.
That was like, of
That's what I'm
course,
saying.
that was
Is
like
they didn't
the-
overuse the space wizard crap
No.
to where when it actually happened, it mattered. It was
No, that
important.
was-
My problem with Rogue One is that the characters just aren't interesting. So like it's
That's
cool-
true.
You're right.
It's totally fair that like it makes sense that you're gonna kill everyone, but at least make the deaths matter. You need to make
I don't think we should
Interesting
care about
characters.
a robot out of your cast of characters the most, because that robot was my favorite character.
exactly. It was
I think
that
that's
literally
all-
was the
don't
most
guys,
interesting
don't-
character.
That's not good. I don't think. If your robots are
Yeah,
your
I'm
favorite
saying
characters,
like
it's
it.
awful.
None of the characters had a plot except for K2so and his entire. Okay, yeah, him.
I hate
His entire
You
arc
hate
was,
Jin?
I didn't like Jin. I like Jin now. That was his
And
entire
then he
arc.
dies.
I mean, I like just that he slaps Diego Luna, who played Cassian, and he
Okay.
legitimately slapped him, and
See,
like you
that's-
can see Diego Luna laughing. Like
Really?
if you pay attention, when he slaps him, he like covers his face. He's laughing because that was improvised.
Rogue One was the biggest example for me in a Star Wars movie where the names I was like, all right, whatever. That's the blind guy. That's the funny robot. That's the girl. No, I knew
It's kind of like
Jin.
Guardians. Like okay,
I was just like, I want to know, but that's like,
yeah, I was, or like more like Suicide Squad, probably.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about that movie. That's
That's a whole nother
podcast
monster.
eventually. What are we doing next week, by the way?
Bad movies.
Bad movies.
All right, we're doing bad movies.
If you have ideas for bad movies, let us know. If
Yes.
you think a movie's, we're gonna do The Room. That's a
the
lock.
room is confirmed.
The Room is a lock. But if you have any other bad movies,
It's
suggestions,
a lock. That's a lock in any bad movie podcast. It's literally the worst ever
Well,
made.
okay.
okay. All right, back to Star Wars.
Yeah, I just really didn't like Rogue One. I wanted to. I thought it would look cool.
I,
Okay, I didn't
love
think
the
it
way
was-
time moves in it though, because it's not like the other Star Wars movies where you have like these like bits of things, like events happening in like a big time period, a longer time period. But in
Episode
Rogue One,
8
it like
took over.
starts.
Episode 8 was like 10 minutes.
That's
after
true.
7.
No, Episode 8 was like that. Yeah, you're right. I'm saying
It
the
is.
first.
And wasn't 4 like really close up? Oh no, it was Rogue and then 4. I liked that. I'll give him that.
Like the ending.
The
Okay,
ending of
you
Rogue
can't
is great.
say
I'll say that much.
the
What do you mean I can't
Darth.
say
Okay,
it?
okay. No, yes, you can.
It's been a year.
No, the Darth Vader.
We spoiled that.
No, no, no.
By the way, has your dad seen Rogue
Rogue
One?
One?
I don't care.
Wow.
It's
This
too
is
late
the best
now.
part of the movie.
Jen, have you seen Rogue One? My roommate.
We're giving you 5. We're giving you 30
seconds.
2 minutes to text us before we talk about the ending of those movies.
No, okay, no.
No, we got
When
that.
Darth, no, everyone's seen that. When Darth Vader comes out,
Yes.
that is.
Yeah,
you
that is a
can't.
cool scene.
You can't tell me that's
He
not.
stabs
a
the guy
you're
through
right.
a door.
It was the
Okay.
greatest scene in that whole movie. It was the best part. And I remember specifically the second time I went to go see Rogue One, I was
You
so
saw it
ex-
twice.
I did. Because my friends like Star Wars more than I do. And I get dragged along. That's why I saw Last Jedi twice, and I hate that film.
So you're that friend.
I'm that friend who, when people want to go see a movie, I will go because I value my friendships. Okay.
Okay, whatever. Continue.
All right. Okay,
This
let's
is
do the
friend
new
talk.
movies already. Let's do the new movies.
Okay.
Friend talk with friendly people.
Oh, we're the friendliest.
Episode 7, I enjoyed very much.
Oh
so.
my god.
Okay, stop. Okay, here's the whole thing.
So
with
you don't like A New Hope,
You wanna know
but
why?
you like
'Cause
the
it's-
remake
It's
of
a
A New
nicer
Hope.
looking New Hope. It's such a prettier movie.
No, it's a worse New Hope.
What are you talking
Worse
about?
New
It's
Hope.
so much better.
It's so much worse.
It's so much better. It looks so
The
much
villain
better.
is worse. The protagonist is
Kylo's
okay.
great.
I'm not hating
You
on the
You
protagonist.
don't like Kylo
Crazy.
Ren.
Okay.
Stop. Okay, Parker's obsession with Daisy Ridley is ridiculous.
Okay, but the supporting characters are the worst.
You think Kylo's the worst?
You think
Yes,
Kylo's
Kylo
the
was
worst?
Kylo in that movie is bad.
How can you not
He is
like
bad.
a
He's
stormtrooper going
more of a
rogue?
whiny teenager than
That's the point.
Mark Hamill.
That's the
oh
point.
my! Do
That's-
not
yeah,
tell
that
me
is
it's
the point.
for
Oh my
a character
god,
to
how
be
is that?
annoying.
That is
Yes,
completely
it-
Darth
wrong.
Vader is an amazing villain. Kylo Ren is garbage.
That's
Kylo
the
Ren is
point.
supposed to
Kylo
have
Ren's still trying to-
characteristics.
He's
and
good
emotions.
he's good in the next movie. I
He's
admit.
trying to be Darth Vader, but he's too much of a whiny butt. He can't
That's
do
the
it.
point.
That's the whole point. That's why
He's
it's so
such an
cool.
angsty boy.
You can't tell when he just takes his helmet and he just starts bashing it against.
That's Last Jedi. That's Last Jedi.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's Last
Oh,
Jedi.
see again.
No, he takes the lightsaber and goes.
Yeah, the second for
Yeah, his lightsaber with the
Is that the one? Am I thinking of the SNL scene?
yeah with the hilt.
When the
like,
two
what?
stormtroopers go in, they see him doing it, and then they just turn and walk away immediately. Is that SNL or is that a movie?
I feel like I don't know.
That might be an SNL.
That's a
skit.
lot more comedy in this one too. Like a lot.
In 8?
I would say like
Yeah,
Star Wars
8.
has a lot of comedy.
Oh,
that
are we
isn't,
going
like,
to 8?
driven.
Are we skipping?
No,
No,
we
let's
can't
talk
go
about
seven.
let's talk about 7 a little bit.
I think-
we're almost there. We're almost.
He stops a bullet with the Force. Oh, I guess Darth Vader does that. Forgot about that.
With his hand.
Yeah.
You do that? When did-
Episode 5.
Really?
The movie you don't even remember
I
watching.
don't remember that at all. Honestly, episode 5 was just the whatever to me.
They're in Cloud City.
But it was-
Darth Vader comes out. Han Solo goes like pew, and then Darth
Oh, I
Vader
thought he
stops
just kinda
him
like
with
went
a hand.
like that
No,
or
it just
No.
like stops
Oh,
him.
whatever.
No, I like 7. I understand that it is pretty much a nicer 4. I
It
get
is-
that.
It is. Episode
But I
4.
think
It is episode
Okay,
4.
okay.
It's
We're
not pretty
okay.
much. It is.
After I'm gonna just go ahead and sense that after the prequels and after like all the stigma of like a new Star Wars series, I'm not saying they should have done the carbon copy. I'm just saying it still did a good job of introducing these characters.
Can we talk about the scene where
No.
they're like,
No.
"This is the Death Star,"
And
now
this-
is
yeah,
Star Killer
yeah.
Base, and they literally just show a big.
They even-
Oh, let's just make the thing that already blew up twice. Like 10 times bigger with an even bigger weakness.
There's a
They
line-
won't ever find that.
There's a line in the movie that they even say, "This is another Death Star."
It's like, oh crap, we gotta do this again. Oh look, oh they did it again. What are we gonna do now? Build another one? It's like the Star Wars robot chicken where Vader calls Palpatine when he's just in his office and he picks it up. What do you mean they blew up the Death Star? He's having a great day and Darth Vader's like, so you've just been flying around for weeks? Oh, it's okay. I'm just going through a lot of things right now. Death Star blown up by a bunch of teenagers. Again, exactly.
The third time. Alright, do you think they're gonna go for another Death Star in 9?
Yeah.
We can only hope.
You know
We're
what
gonna
I
have
mean?
Star Killer Planet now. It's gonna
That's
be a
what
huge.
Star Killer Base was. It was a
Oh yeah,
planet.
yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot. Okay.
We're gonna shoot
with a
the
giant
sun.
cannon in it. That wouldn't have taken like centuries to build or anything.
I mean, wait, no, it definitely didn't.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Anyway, okay.
7 was fine. You know
7. Rey was the worst character out of 7.
Really?
No.
Really. She had a different character trait in every single scene.
Okay, I like Rey more in the new one. That's I will say that.
Yeah, in episode 8,
Yeah.
I like
Like
more,
Daisy.
but in episode 7.
No, yeah, you're right. I didn't like Daisy in the 7. It's okay. She's a good actor. I'll let this one slide, but
Wait, do you like her or not? I
No.
can't tell.
He's
I do.
obsessed with Daisy Ridley.
You're obsessed with her?
I'm not obsessed.
Do you follow fan accounts?
Oh.
I might.
You mean one of those, like...
Shut up.
Pictures of Daisy Ridley from, like, some...
All right,
random
okay,
guy on the
okay.
internet?
Moving on. Episode 8.
Wait, about 7, though. Well, oh, God, what did I bring up? Oh, no.
Bring it up.
Okay, the
Oh,
Han
no.
death. Let's talk about
It
the Han
wasn't
death.
death.
Oh, yeah,
We
Han
can talk
gets
about Han death.
lasered.
It was not the Han death. It was not that, but keep going.
You're gonna not okay.
Give me a chance to think.
You're
Go
gonna
ahead.
say Kylo's not just. You're gonna say Kylo's just whiny, except he killed his father. That like it brings some dimension to a character.
No, that was like the best scene in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like the
And you're
good,
saying
the
Kylo's- and you're
only
saying-
scene that wasn't A New Hope.
And you're saying Kylo's a bad villain, but yet he killed his father.
Yeah, that still doesn't make him a good villain. You know how many other villains like
And he tried to kill his mother.
and then failed.
But Ryan Johnson was like, nah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
That was
Oh
great.
god.
And then
But
she's
the-
flight in space.
Star Wars
Anyways.
gets the mechanics of space wrong at every single. Okay, never mind.
okay.
That's
Questioning
for
the
that
logic of
discussion.
Star Wars.
Yes, I am.
You know what? They
It's
really
not
do
supposed
know.
to happen.
Just bombs
Yeah.
fall in space.
Yeah.
It's its own universe.
Why do you need an engine?
When
There's
the
no
bomb
gravity.
was like the bomb was when the bomb four doors were open and like she's on the floor like
Well, they
she's
could've been-
breathing still. How is she breathing? There's space coming.
She would just
from the
literally
ship.
explode.
She would. What? Star Wars Episode 8 worse than other stuff.
Okay, let's talk about 8 now since we're
It's a
talking
piece
about
Alright,
that.
of
alright.
garbage.
It's not a
Episode
piece
8
of
is
garbage.
is awful.
It has some of my favorite Star Wars moments and literally some of my worst. Like my least.
Okay, like I loved 8, but there are some moments.
Ooh.
There are some moments where I'm like, that didn't need to be there.
Like almost all of the movie.
No.
Like when
no.
Luke, can we talk about Luke drinking space cow milk, but not Luke mourning Han Solo's death, which was shot and not included in the final cut? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you?
Porgs,
Oh my God.
porgs, little chickens, man. Little
They're
chicken.
not
Don't-
chickens.
don't
They're
talk bad about the
penguins.
pork,
Okay,
alright?
penguin chicken. I hate those things.
The
I
porgs
hate
were the
them.
best.
Okay,
thing.
no,
When I
no,
saw
you
that in the
hated-
trailer,
you
I
hated them in
almost
the
didn't want to
trailer.
see the movie.
Oh wait.
That's
Can
what made me
I have
wanna see
one. I have
the
one
movie.
comment.
Oh
I have
my
one
God.
comment.
Go ahead.
The Force Awakens trailer is almost better than the movie.
Yeah, no.
It has one of the best
It is.
trailers.
I think that's
Oh
only
no, it's
because-
definitely the best trailer.
It
Do
is
you
the
think
best
only because
trailer.
It was
That
episode
trailer is
7 after so
amazing.
long?
No, because it actually looks. It makes the movie look like a 10 when the movie's really like a 6.
Have you guys seen the episode 1 trailer?
I
The
think it's
episode
a
1
7.
trailer makes it like an amazing movie, and then
Yeah.
I saw the
I'm gonna
movie.
watch that when we go home tonight. I'm gonna watch
The
that
Force
second
Awakens
trailer.
trailer is like the best trailer.
I was excited.
It's
for
amazing.
Episode
Like
8
I will
looked-
rewatch the trailer before I watch the movie.
Episode 8 looked fine when the trailers were coming out. I didn't think I'd have that big of a problem with it,
I was so excited for
but
it.
I did.
I was excited.
I
Yeah.
was
did.
so
Well,
excited.
You can't not be excited. I mean,
They
it's
did
just
such a good job with Kylo.
Mhm.
In
the
8.
sacred texts.
Yoda came
What the
back.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
iconic.
Yoda just
Brush
force lightnings from another dimension down a tree.
Yeah, why not?
Yoda being savage, and then Rey does her own thing.
Although I will admit,
I like how they separated Rey and Finn in this one.
Yoda
Yeah,
is
that's
like
fair.
this. That's my favorite part of that movie is that fact that Yoda like destroys the tree, like trying to make a point to Luke, but he knew that Rey had already stolen the books
Yeah.
from the tree, so nothing happened. The books are all in the Millennium Falcon right now in the movies.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, all the Jedi texts that Luke was like
Well, no,
thought
the
were
books are in
destroyed.
Ryan Johnson's office.
Oh, okay.
They are in Ryan Johnson's office. He had to justify so much out of that film. Poor Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson is a gem. I love Ryan Johnson, and he had to justify.
And why does the puppet in Episode 8 look worse than the puppet in in Empire Strikes Back?
Because they couldn't get a new one in time.
What do you? Oh my god!
They forgot that Ryan Johnson.
It looks like a Jeff Dunham puppet. It does.
Can we talk about the biggest just blunder in Episode 8 for me?
What?
No.
What's that?
Rose.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Okay, no, I liked Rose until she kissed Finn.
Oh,
He's
No,
all-
no. When she blasts
I hated
Finn
her.
in a deleted scene, she bites Hux's finger
Oh, you're a resistance hero.
because no. She bites Hux's
Cringe.
finger because she's like I liked Rose at points. Then she kisses
Also,
Finn,
I
and then
hate
it all just
Hux.
goes.
I hate Hux.
I love Hux. He's also
He's
just,
a great actor, terrible character.
Oh, he's a terrible. He's not a great character.
The other stuff that actor is in is awesome,
Donald Gleason is the best.
but
Anyway.
it's a terrible character.
The entire side quest with Finn and Rose was
No,
completely.
no. The Kanto bite thing was not worth. That's like the
Yeah.
casino thing.
That's
That
garbage.
whole thing.
That was such a waste of
That
time.
was a little bit of waste of time.
Nothing happened. No character development.
It wasn't only a waste of time. Sorry, I know you're trying to say. It was actively pushing them away from what they were trying to do.
No, yeah. I mean, that was a common consensus though when the reviews came out. Like, that was the most questionable part of the movie, and like could have done without it. But
Anthony, what are you trying to say?
I was gonna say if episode 7 was so like heck bent on nostalgia, they should have had Lando in the casino, at least like in the side.
no, they like taught. I don't even know if they even considered having him back. But the thing is,
I'll
How
tweet
old
at
is he
Ryan
now?
Johnson, see what he says.
I don't know,
How old is he now?
same age as like her or
He's
something.
got to be old because he was pretty old. In
I mean, they're all
Empire Strikes
old.
Back. That was 83. I don't know.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yeah, I mean Hamill's really old.
Yeah. Well, Hamill.
What was your favorite
Hamill-
part of episode 8?
Favorite part of episode 8?
Oh.
That scene, the action scene where Kylo and Rey take all the guards down.
the red room.
Yes.
The red
That's
room is.
sick. That's some of the best lightsaber stuff I've seen.
Yes, I agree.
I don't like that they killed Snoke, but the way that they did it, that was cool.
It's like the good mix of the power of the original trilogy, and then like the martial crazy pew pew stuff of the.
But the prequels.
Prequels.
They had it for something.
It's a good mix. Yeah,
Okay.
That's why I thought it was good.
This is my opinion. Parker may have different opinions. The Rey and Kylo stuff is the best part of 8 in my opinion.
My God.
They did such a good job with them.
What do you mean the scene where he's a wide boy? Where he walks out. Can you put a robe on?
Ben Swallow. Anyway. They said
No, because I'm mad and I have to turn around my shirt off.
they said it's not out of nowhere either. They set up Rey and Kylo in Force Awakens. They literally set it up and then they just expand on it so much in Last Jedi and they connect them with Rey in the light and then Kylo in the dark and it makes sense. And I loved what they did with the Force bond.
So then why? Oh,
They touch hands.
I don't want to talk
And
about
then
the ending
Luke
yet.
blows the whole HUD up.
Because he's angry.
Yeah, because
No, I don't care about that.
Luke literally, there's a line that was cut out of the film, and it's Luke telling Rey, "You almost sold your soul to the dark side for a pair of pretty eyes." They literally, oh god.
How are you finding out about all these deleted cuts?
she's watching all of it. And
Hasn't the
Mark Hamill's
DVD
doing
hasn't
her
come out
instead of
yet?
me.
See, this is one of my issues with Star Wars now.
I've
They're
done my
Disneyfying
research.
it, man.
It's
It's Disneyfied. They want people like Sydney to watch it now, not crusty nerds, man, like me.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Bring it back to Krusty. Give it back to George, man.
No, don't give whatever you do, don't give it back to George.
I've liked Star Wars before Disney.
It was
era,
strike
though.
3 at Ewoks, and then he went
And then
he's
he
at
did
strike
he
9
did
now.
3 more.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
I'm
everything
but-
wrong
I'm
with
but-
episode 8.
Yeah, I would be
I'm
too.
but
I am too. It made me mad.
The entirety of episode 8's plot. Why don't you tell Poe that you're going to evacuate the ship?
because Poe would do something like.
No.
Oh,
If you
no,
tell Poe
no,
the
no,
plan,
you
guys,
tell
will do
him.
nothing.
Guys, I love
You
Poe.
tell Poe.
I'm
Also,
not
the
I
what
like
when she
Poe.
hyperspaces
I love
the
Poe.
That was cool as
the
hell.
cruiser. Yeah.
That was-
Why haven't they done that in Star Wars before?
That's fine. No, I mean,
Technology?
They have always had hyperspace.
I
No,
mean,
I think
film
it's like
technology.
like real
But, like,
technology.
They could have done that.
But
in
then,
episode
but then
3.
again,
Oh
it's good that they did it in 8. They did it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not mad
Yeah,
at that.
I wouldn't want them to do that in every single
Just
movie.
make a droid
Yeah,
do
no.
it. You wouldn't even kill anyone.
I would get mad if they copied that scene because that's a good part of 8 that makes it unique. 8 was nothing like Empire.
When I went into the
No,
movie
it
for like the fourth time, they put up a. I saw it 4 times in theaters. I saw it in every format too. I saw it in IMAX, IMAX 3D, Real D 3D, and regular.
I know what you're going to say about this, though, and it's hilarious that was even a problem.
What is the 10-second?
Yeah, the 10 seconds.
Yeah,
where
10
there's
seconds
no
of
audio
silence.
And everyone's
Yeah,
like, why is
the
movie
first time I
broken?
saw it, they didn't have that up, but they had a poster up at the theater, like right when you walk into the theater, that was like, "Don't be alarmed. There's a 10-second pause. Like
Did
there's
they
nothing
really
wrong with
say
it."
that?
Yes, on a poster.
That was a
That's-
huge problem with episode 8.
Was it
People
really?
freaked out.
So within those 10 seconds, someone got up, ran to the manager's office, and said, "The sound isn't working."
Well, the people were like, "Oh, what happened?" People
Yeah.
freak out.
It literally is
yeah.
so quick and it
I mean,
makes
I
the
didn't,
scene.
but like,
Yeah,
It catches
I
the
saw that and
attention.
I was like, you can't see because it's an audio-based format, but my jaw was like open. I did it again, and my eyes were like super wide. I was That was awesome. That was the hands down the coolest part. Okay, second coolest part about episode 8.
the fact that happened
Sounds
while
like you're kind of
what was
like
the coolest part?
Luke
Skywalker? Oh, yeah.
Skywalker.
Yeah,
Luke
the Force
Skywalker's
projection's
dead.
pretty freaking
That was
cool.
so great.
That one was really good.
I'm
That-
so
that
glad
is-
he's dead.
That is a bet.
Honestly,
Okay,
sorry.
no, no.
Sorry,
If he
Mr.
came back
Bronco.
and-
Okay, alright, we've already spoiled it. He had a really good death, I thought.
I like
No, it was really good. Yeah.
I'm happy. He's
It
dead.
put the two sons. It makes sense.
See, it's better than I lost the will to live.
Okay. Don't bring up Padme in this. Oh, what do you guys think of Phasma? Because I personally love Phasma,
I
and she
don't
got
give a
no
crap about
justice in
Phasma.
episode
She
8.
does-
hate
she's
No,
the
I
really
hate
most
Phasma.
Useless character.
She got
She's
no
useless.
justice in 8 though. Her
I love that
backstory
actor. In Game
the
of
extended
Thrones, she's
universe is so
awesome.
much better.
But they never use her
Her
character.
backstory in the extended universe is better than what they gave her.
It's
It
again,
pisses
it's
me off.
Disneyfied.
Leave me alone.
It's like it's fine. Okay, episode 7. They
You're just
don't use her,
roasting me.
right?
I
You know
am.
this stuff too.
I am.
You
It's
know
like-
all of this.
Yeah, because you're
episode 7, she's
for Star Wars nerds, you're like a Disney Star Wars nerd.
I know
And
the
you're
other
not.
Star Wars
You
stuff
gotta
though, too.
you gotta put in your time, man.
I
You
do
didn't
put in
you
the
didn't
time.
put in your time.
I didn't put it in when I was young. so I
Exactly.
didn't
You
know.
didn't put in your time, man. You weren't playing with toy TIE fighters.
You're
Gosh.
Ray?
I'm not fighting with you again about this.
Dude, he's got 2 of them. And sorry.
I think also side note, Ray should have a double-edged But that's
Who
just
cares?
I wouldn't. That would be cool. It would.
She-
I would.
she's so used
It
to
would
a
be
bow
either
staff.
or. I wouldn't care.
She's so used
Why
to
is
a
she
bow
still using Anakin's lightsaber? Oh wait, no, it's broken.
It's broken now. She's
Yeah,
not
true,
There's
true,
only
true.
one so far that we know of.
Yeah.
Second problem with 8.
Snoke dies.
No, not. Oh yeah, Snoke dying.
Yeah,
That was,
yeah, that was
right,
dumb. That made me
absolutely
mad.
annoying. That was pretty
I was
stupid.
actually mad that
I really
happened.
wanted to know about
'Cause-
Snoke, and then they kill
Yeah,
him.
they kill him
But that was
immediately.
cool. I like
Maybe
how they
he's
did
not
it.
dead though.
He's
dead.
Darth Mauled him.
He's impaled.
Darth Maul didn't die.
And then they blew up the ship that he was on. Like they.
Yeah, oh
they
yeah,
threw
okay, I
it.
forgot about that.
Oh my god. Third problem with episode 8. Rose does not let Finn die.
Oh,
Finn
Yeah.
should have died.
Finn should have died,
I
and
would've-
Rose. I really wish Rose would have died.
I would have been
Spoilers.
okay. I would have been okay. I would have been okay if Finn
They should have
died.
both died. She should have died trying to save him.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would've been awesome.
Wouldn't it have been better if Rose is one?
Oh yeah.
No, it's like Finn, no, and the laser boom.
It's like, oh, Finn's character's done. Like all of his development was done in the last movie. Like, let's just kill him, right? That was
Honestly,
what I was thinking was
They
happening.
should have.
But guess what? No.
No, Rose is like, no, I want to.
And then like she kisses him, like question
Boo.
mark.
Yeah,
Like,
as everybody there is gonna die, I'm like, how did they get away? How did they get away from the First Order? That was right next to them. How did no one just come out of their ship like, stop right there, like, bring them on as prisoners?
Yeah.
Rose is a piece. This is what I
yeah,
want.
let's just bring every fighter we have to chase one ship.
But no, there's Luke Skywalker. Get him.
Yeah, shoot them all.
This is what I wanted for episode 8. I want 2 things would have made episode 8 better for me, or one of 2 things. If Finn had died, and Rey was still like on the side of good, and she was on the good side of the Force, right? That would have been fine as long as Finn had died. But if Finn hadn't died, and then Rey had swapped sides to be with Kylo, I think Rey should have been swayed. I think that would've been cool.
No. She wouldn't have.
No, she would have never. They wouldn't.
They
It's
wouldn't
Disney,
do
man.
that.
I know you're right. That's
No. And the way they're setting it up for Kylo going more light.
Yeah, no, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's
He's
pretty
gonna
obvious.
Darth Vader in
it's
episode
really,
6.
it's really obvious he has a redemption arc, and it's gonna be.
But
Rey
the
that's
thing
gonna
is,
do
he's
it.
too dark now. It's like
The
all
thing
the other
is,
Sith.
Episode 9 was, I think, originally supposed to be about
Kylo's gonna
more
die.
about Leia, because 7 was about Han, basically.
8 was about Luke.
8 was about Luke. It was gonna be about Leia, and Leia basically reconnecting with Kylo.
Fourth thing wrong with episode 8. Leia not dying, and that's
Oh
space
yeah.
battle.
Oh yeah. Wait, what? She just gets spaced and. Okay, I don't even want to
See, what
comment
happened was
on
in the
it.
writer's room, they write off that like everybody in the brig gets destroyed, right? They forgot Leia was there, and then they kept writing the movie.
Yeah.
And they kept writing in scenes for Leia. They're like, oh shit, we need to get Leia back.
Force wizard,
she just
space
goes-
wizard. Yeah,
She
exactly.
just sticks her hand out.
It's like whenever like some unexplainable things happen, they just kind of throw some.
That was mainly
force
just
crap at it.
no. That was just mainly done to show that Leia actually
Oh
has
my
the power, but
God.
she's never.
Yeah,
used it.
I didn't think it was. What was wrong with it?
No, I
It
think that
literally-
she should have used it in other
At
ways.
the end of-
Yeah.
She should have been using it before.
No,
Maybe she
never
was. She just wasn't seeing it.
No.
It made sense that at the end of episode 6, they find out that Leia also possesses the Force. So why? It makes sense that she would be
No,
trained
I
with
think
the
she should have
Force
used it in
since
like
then.
episode 7 and throughout episode 8. But guess what? You know what? They
Yeah,
did.
why didn't she?
What could
do
she?
it?
You
What
know
could
what?
she have
They
done in
dropped
episode
the ball.
She
7?
could have force projected herself to be in front of Han and
Oh.
Kylo. Why didn't she do that? Huh?
Because Rian Johnson wasn't
Okay.
directing it.
You're
First
right,
off,
right,
no
it's
Jedi
right.
can do that besides yet that we've seen.
Luke.
So that's a very like hard power. Yeah, Luke's
It
been,
literally
like,
killed
alive
Luke.
for
Yeah, it was
It
so
literally
hard it
killed-
killed him.
It killed Luke
Sorry, James. James is dead.
and Jen.
Apologies
That was
again.
the actually one
Mr.
another
Brocco
one of
and
really
Jen.
good
I guess his
scenes.
name
right
is
when he
James
dies
Brocco,
when he's
so-
looking at the suns. That's really cool.
Sorry, James.
That was really nice.
That is really cool.
I was happy that he died though. I really
Yeah.
was. If he had lived and had been like, all right, let's go.
It
I
made
would've been
it
like,
made
"All right."
so much sense for him to die.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think they could have done more with Luke himself as a character and like him and Rey, but I mean,
He's probably gonna come back in a Force
oh
Ghost.
no, he's
anyways.
definitely coming back.
Don't worry.
You think he's not gonna come back for Kylo?
Mark Hamill's gonna play a stormtrooper.
That's what he
next
says right
episode.
Yeah.
before he dies. It says "See you around, kid," and then dies.
Yeah.
So like, he's gonna see him.
Peace out, boy.
Yeah.
I gotta go home. I left the
It's
stove
the most
on.
Mark Hamill line ever. He doesn't play Luke. He plays Mark Hamill.
He does. Honestly, he kind of does. Mark Hamill, you would have loved to have been on this podcast. That
And Mark Hamill hated his character too. That's what's hilarious.
Mark
It's his
Hamill's-
best character, and he hated
He
the
was
new
pissed
one.
Yeah.
about how
Mark,
he was
yeah,
pissed.
he didn't
Luke
like it.
Would not have tried to kill Ben. I sincerely think that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
lack of a Star Wars fan I am, Luke would have seen the darkness in Ben and
I like
done
the- I
anything
like-
Well,
else.
that's the whole thing. resists at the end. Luke is like, oh wait, no, I'm not gonna kill him.
Well,
But
that-
then
yeah,
I
Kylo
like
decides-
I like
I
that
agree with
idea
this.
of having
I
Luke
don't even
more
think-
dimensional.
Everyone's
I
talking.
don't even think Luke would have had the lightsaber out. It doesn't feel like Luke.
No, but it
After
makes sense
everything
because
that's happened?
if you think about like that, all the Skywalkers are like that.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have like that little bit of hate.
Luke
in it,
isn't
but
all
Luke
light
is
all the
special because he
time.
gets
We've
over
seen
it.
that Luke wasn't like that.
What?
He wasn't though, up until then.
No,
Okay,
he
you know
is.
what, I
No,
don't care.
in episode
Hey,
in
hey,
episode
look at
6
that.
where he's smashing Darth Vader, that's like all hate. He beats him with hate,
It's
and then he throws his lightsaber down and he overcomes
It's an
it.
hour and 9 minutes. We should go home.
I don't know. Let's
No,
keep
we
go-
have-
Let's go another hour.
All right, we gotta rate them all.
Okay.
Rate them all.
Rank 'em.
Okay.
Rank them all from.
I can't do
from
that,
best
actually.
to worst.
I
I'll
can't.
go first because
Okay.
I have
Please.
this. I've thought about this.
You
for
have
a
the
while.
best opinions.
Episode 3 is my top. Episode 2 is behind it. Episode 7 is third. Episode 5 is fourth. Episode 4 is fifth. Episode 6 is sixth. Episode 8 is seventh. Rogue One is eighth, and then episode 1 is ninth.
Oh God.
That's my ranking of.
I ignored all of that because it was like,
Yeah, I do.
And
After
Rogue
saying
One.
That's the
episode
show.
2 is mute. Second one, second
Okay,
best.
all right, all
Alright,
right.
go ahead. Why don't you?
Best episode 6. Second episode.
You said episode 6 is best?
Nope, episode 5
There
is
you
the
go.
best.
There you go.
Second.
He did say that.
Second
but-
is episode episode 5, episode 4. I'll go episode 3,
Okay,
episode 7,
okay,
episode 8,
okay,
episode 1, episode 2, Rogue One.
1.
okay.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
No, you go. You say yours. You say yours.
I don't. Okay, all right.
Do you need more time or do you good?
If you need more
I'll
time,
try.
I can
I'll
say
try.
that.
I'll try. I'll try and
I'm
figure
gonna
it out.
say it as I'm thinking
Five,
about it.
five number 1. I went 5 number 1. I think 4 number 2. I think I'm going.
If you say 8 right now, I'm gonna walk out.
I think I'm gonna say Rogue One.
Oh no,
Wow.
that's even worse.
I'm saying Rogue One number 3. Honestly,
Number 3.
and then
When
I'm
I think about it, it
saying
gets worse. But there's so much other BS in the other movies.
yeah, I'm going Rogue One number 3. Honestly, and then I'm going 8 number 4.
I hate you.
I'm going 6 then 7, then 3, 2, 1.
All
All
right.
right, Parker, round us off.
I didn't grow up with the prequels though. Like I hadn't seen it
I'm
until
gonna
after,
go-
so it's not like sentimental to
I'm
me.
gonna go 5 and 4, obviously, and then probably 3. Mostly because of sentimental value, but
You really like
yeah, and then I have a hard time picking between episode 6 and Rogue One without the Ewoks. Episode 6.
Nope,
With
you
the
can't
Ewoks
do that.
pissing
No,
me
you
off
can't.
so
You
much.
can't get rid of the
Videos
Ewoks.
No, so no,
It's
it's
not a thing.
episode 6 is
Force
bo-
goes Anakin.
So
too.
then Rogue One at 4, and
Hayden
then
Christensen.
episode 6 at 5, and then what 2-1?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or no, then I'd probably put Last Jedi after episode 3,
Okay.
and then
You've lost me on your order.
Yeah, I
Do it
lost your
again.
order. Say it again. Really quick.
okay,
Just,
so
just do your.
actually okay, here this is probably my better order.
Alright,
I go
let's go.
5, 4,
Okay.
episode 3,
Mm-hmm.
then I would go Rogue One, episode 6,
Okay.
then episode 8,
Too high.
episode 2, episode 7, episode 1. That's how I would go.
Wow. What's your guys' argument that 2 is better than 1?
And episode 2 is better than 1?
Yeah.
One is
It
just
has,
a
it has
mess.
better scenes. It's just, you know what, the pod racing scene is really cool. The dual fates is really cool, but I literally, like, big goober fish. Why? Think about all that stuff.
Yeah, 2 has its issues, but it gives more.
It's more important to the plot of the movie.
Yeah,
I just
it
feel
is.
like episode 2 has nothing. Episode 1 at least has Darth Maul.
The thing is, you
and
could
plot
literally
racing.
just truncate the series and take off episode 1, and it'd be fine. You couldn't do that with episode 2.
You really couldn't.
No.
That's why I think episode
because
2
that episode 2 is like the Padme
You,
Anakin.
3
stuff.
and with everyone being okay with 3, no episode 2 would just make 3 a mess. So you'd have to just
Yeah.
get rid of all of them.
Yeah, you can get rid of
You
one.
really
and that.
shouldn't. You should keep them.
And one
alive.
has more Jar Jar.
I sincerely do think though, people need to give the prequels more of a chance. I think people write them off way too quick.
No, I think that
We
for
talked about
me,
them like
it's
the
because
longest.
the thing is,
I know.
every time you watch them, they get worse.
If you're between the
what you-
ages of 10 and 14, you will love the prequels.
That is true. That is true.
I mean, I like them earlier than that.
All right.
No.
I hope you all enjoyed Anthony's appearance. He will never be back. Parker, on the other hand, I had a lot of
I
fun.
don't know if I want Parker back.
All right, so I
on.
guess another our guests are coming back.
We should do a.
Me and Parker are gonna start a new podcast.
I'll be back in
Parker
the
and
future.
I.
I'll be back in the
what,
future.
what show do you want to come back for?
What
Parker
other
and
shows
me.
you doing? You're in bad movies? I do bad movies.
No, you're not in bad movies.
Yeah, we have someone.
We
from
have
that movie,
Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's his last
You
name?
guys should do a
Jones.
music.
I hope he's not
Do like a
listening.
music movies one. I've seen a lot of those.
Are we doing
Oh no,
movies?
like we want to do. Oh, that was
Bring
our
Eli
idea.
in for that.
That was one of our ideas. We want to do movies
And
with good
music movies
soundtracks.
with me and
Oh,
Eli.
good soundtrack.
Yeah,
Okay.
movies with really
Yeah.
good soundtracks, and
Well,
then
we
him
can
and
watch
our
Baby
friend
Driver.
Eli.
I want to watch Baby Driver for this show.
Yeah, we could do
That
that,
would
too.
be good.
That's,
I wanna do
yeah,
that.
so let's do that. Let's actually do that in the future.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's when
Thanks-
Parker's in the
thanks,
future.
Parker, third
Alright,
host.
cool.
Maybe we'll push that show a little longer. We'll see. Maybe next year.
Okay.
Anyways, I think next week's show is gonna be bad movies.
It should be bad
It
movies.
should be bad movies with
Try to
Patrick
watch,
Jones.
Watch The Room if you can. That is the
Watch
one
The Room.
confirmed film we're going to talk about.
Yes,
so far.
and that's only
Guys, watch
if
Food
you if you
It's
have
hard to
find The
if
Room
you
on
have
the internet,
okay
though.
no we have
We
it.
will.
We have if you have any suggestions on films.
Did you write this down?
No.
Oh.
If you have any suggestions on films, you can text me or James if you're friends with us, because most of our friends and family watch this.
That's fair.
Or-
If you're James's dad, just have his mom text him.
And if you're actually a fan for some reason,
That's not why.
You stumbled
Tweet-
upon this radio show.
we have a Twitter.
Video.
We have a
I
Twitter.
said radio
Oh,
show.
video.
Follow our Twitter at Real Talk and Folk. Real spelled REEL. Very important. It's not a fishing show. Also a common misunderstanding. But
Wait,
follow
who said that to you?
so many people.
Oh my god.
Okay, at Real Talk and Folk on
That's a
Twitter.
really good idea for a fishing podcast. I might steal that.
A fishing podcast?
Well,
What are you talking
only
about?
only for your fishing show. You
Do
can
they
have
fish
you-
while
okay.
they're doing the podcast?
If you want to follow me or James, I'm at Sydney Lauren G, and James is at J Brox.
BROCCS.
Also, follow me at Park
Nope.
News.
No.
You can find
Nope,
me at
you don't get to do any of
Instagram.com.
this.
That's INSTAGRAM.
.com.
Don't follow Parker Moves,
Okay.
please.
Oh, also, very
Avoid that
quick
Twitter.
announcement.
To James'
we're gonna
dad.
we're gonna try to grab all of our old shows
Yes.
and put them
All two of them?
on YouTube. We're gonna put them on YouTube as like an audio thing. We're gonna have like a little graphic up, just so they're up until we know exactly where they're gonna be up, like permanently.
And then once we know where they're going to be permanently, we'll put it on our Twitter.
We'll put it on Twitter. We'll put it on. Well, I think we'll keep doing it on YouTube, but we'll put them up, all of them up there, like on another SoundCloud service. Probably won't be SoundCloud though. Sorry about that.
We will get it up because I doubt my parents are listening at the moment, and
That's
they
right.
always say they're
Copyright law.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab them right before we all leave, and then put them up eventually at some point before the end of the year.
perfect. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Anthony.
It's
Thank
just
you,
been
Parker.
Great. You two.
Thank you for having me.
No.
Of course.
You're
Thanks,
not
man.
welcome.
Thanks for letting me yell into the mic.
Thank you
Parker.
for all of our listeners. I think we have a decent amount
We
tonight.
had a couple.
We had a couple,
We had
and
a lot of people upset about starting late. I know that
Also,
much.
I'd like to say
It
that
was
I
not
was
our
yelling so much into the microphone this whole time because I was getting so angry at James that Sydney, I've looked at mic 1's level and
Yeah.
she lowered it to like 10%.
Look at you.
Everyone's
you,
at like
and,
75%.
and he
I'm at,
was
like,
still
10%.
peaking. He was still peaking.
This is gonna be an interesting.
I don't think I want Parker back. That's just
I
me.
would love
okay.
No, I'm not an angry person talking about music movies.
Yes, you.
No, no, I'm not.
Music movies.
Music movies.
would-
Yeah,
You
because
and
that's
music.
another one we're gonna do.
Okay,
eventually.
music is
No.
different than music movie.
All right, everybody, that's it for
Okay,
tonight. We're gonna
music
go now.
movies are
Bye.
objective.
Parker and I are gonna argue some more. Bye.
I'm the Real Talk super fan.
No, you're
Just
not.
making that clear.